I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
Hi, and welcome to Tea Time with Tendeka. I hope you're all safe and sane, being able to get outside a little bit and get some fresh air. I thought this would be a different way to communicate besides all the business emails and Zoom conference calls and team chats. I know it's a serious situation we're going through right now, so this is not to make light of that or offend, just a different way to communicate and learn a little bit more about each other on a personal level, find out what everybody's up to during this time, or get to know people that are new to the company and we don't quite know yet. Because I don't have anybody in the studio with me this week due to social distancing, I guess I'll start with myself to kick it off, but hopefully in the future we'll have other people on here because I already know about myself. So one of the things I thought I would do is a couple of years ago for the leadership team to try to get to know each other a little bit better, played a game called House of Lies. I think we published it in the last Connect magazine. But the idea was to list 6 or 7 facts about yourself, one of them being a lie, and then trying to guess the person to get to know them a little bit of which one was the lie. So I got a lot of blowback for my answers, and people claimed I had more lies there than truths. So I wanted to clear that up, and I thought by doing that, you could learn a little bit about me at the same time. So I'll go through my list, and I'll tell you which one the lie was. So one, I have lived in 18 different cities over 5 continents. I've successfully conquered the 3 highest peaks on winter assaults in the continental U.S., and including getting caught in a bad avalanche and getting smacked around pretty bad and surviving. I was airlifted out of the desert in 1969 in the Arab uprising by U.S. Special Forces in the middle of the dark in the desert outside of Tripoli. I rode to the store on more than one occasion with Mick Jagger. Yes, that Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones, to get food. I graduated from university with a whopping 198 credits and all A's. I was a professional athlete for 5 years. And the lie, I certainly didn't get all A's in college. Although I did get 198 credits, I was there a while. So anyways, a little bit about me. I won't talk about the rest of it. We can catch up at the water cooler or something if you want to know more about that list. A lot of you remember the show MTV Cribs and MTV Rides. So our edition of TTWT Cribs and Rides, I will show you a little bit around my house or maybe just my bookshelf and maybe show you my 13-year-old car, which isn't too exciting. Although it does support the oil industry as it gets about 10 miles to the gallon. As you can see with my beat up trusty chair, I could be broadcasting from back in my shed where my wife likes to keep me, or maybe the barn, or could be inside of my studio. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. You'll have to come visit me to find out. All right, so I also think you can learn a little bit about somebody from their bookshelf. In an effort not to bore you too much, let's just take a look at half of one of my bookshelves here to see what's on there. Maybe you can learn a little something more about me. All right, so we'll just take a quick look. I don't want to bore you too much of just one of the bookcases, a half a bookcase. I think this bookcase is my China section. Most of my bookcases is memories, places I've been, over books, things I've done, I guess. There's my opium pipe from China. Never used, of course. Well, hardly used. And there, that's a picture of my dad in the Korean War. He's still alive and kicking. He survived it. Most of my books are either about travel, history, or sports. And some limestone, some Austin limestone clock there. It's a cutout of my son at baseball. We're a big baseball family, play a lot of baseball. That's a signed autograph Nolan Ryan ball given to me by Nolan Ryan, the greatest all-time strikeout leader in Major League Baseball history. And there's a picture of my kid, born in Scotland, with a hair problem, like no hair. And Colorado School of Mines, the engineering school I went to, coincidentally named last year as the #1 school in the nation for mechanical and petroleum engineering. This is a little knickknack from CNOC, first oil out of NB35 or SE36 project. Can't remember, for those of you who know Bohai Bay. Another picture of my son from 3 years ago in high school. He played shortstop and second base for a state-ranked team. He was quite good. Got some college offers, some more China stuff, little things brought back from China. Some trophies my wife uses my kids to decorate bookshelves with. She's got a lot of them upstairs. And as most of you know, I spent almost 27, 28 years with Baker Hughes before joining Tendeka. And there's my son and wife again, Zach and Elaine, actually when we lived in China. And then and there's a picture of them quite recently, actually, about a month ago. Need to get a frame for that, all grown up. And then college diploma, boring. And this is a model of a Changzhong motorcycle. These are interesting motorcycles, and the reason I have this is when we lived in China, we couldn't drive, so my wife would use this to take my kid to school, go get groceries. I'd drive it to work every now and then. And I have a real one in the garage that I brought back with me that is the exact same color and pinstriping of this. Interesting bike, boxer type, knockoff of a BMW, 1936 BMWs, World War II type. Interesting, fun bike. So I think that's about it for this week, just this half. Maybe over here on this bookshelf, I've got another picture that I like. It's a picture of my my grandpa. Used to sit out on the porch, whittle things out of wood, smoke a pipe. Your typical grandpa. Lived in a small town of Wimberley, Texas, outside Austin, but just used to give me a lot of good wisdom and life stories. Some of them were just stories I think he made up, but always had some good redeeming value in him. Very wise guy. Think about him quite a bit. And I think that's about it for now. Oh, and here's a picture of myself in my late 20s, I guess, when I used to play on a semi-pro Houston City team, baseball. Right before the Baker moved me to Trinidad, I had to give it up. That goofy tall guy in the back is my younger brother, who was actually quite good baseball player. We actually won the Houston City championship twice. That was a lot of fun. Most of the time it was just playing baseball and then drinking beer later. So that's enough about that. So I'll take you outside in the driveway and take a look at my my ride. All right, that's enough tea time with Tendeka Cribs. The idea is to get to know everybody else, not just me, and I'm just kicking it off this week. So as you guys know, we started a new vice president of technology role this year, which I'm really excited about. Our former Vice President of North and South America, Suzanne Stewart, jumped into this role. This is going to be a great role for getting all that new innovation and cool ideas out to the field quicker. However, it did create an opening in her old role of Vice President of North and South America, which we filled with a person called Jim McGowan. That may sound Scottish, but when you hear this guy's accent, I don't think it's Scottish. You tell me. Anyways, on our first edition of We Hardly Know Ya, I'd like to introduce Jim to you. Now, obviously, he's not here with me in this studio with all of our social distances, but let's see if we can get him over here on the Google box. Jim, are you?
Yeah, I'm there. How's it going?
All right, Jim. It's good to have you. Listen, Jim, I'd like to go over a little bit about your career, where you came from, what you see in Tendeka, and let everybody get to know you a little bit more about you. Maybe some personal questions. Just let everybody understand who you are.
Sure,
Okay,
sounds
Jim.
good to me.
Great. Why don't you start there and tell us what excited you about joining Tendeka?
Well, I like the innovation that the company had. Of course, you and I met several times and discussed, what Tendeka was and why you ended up going there. And you did a good job of convincing me to join the team. I think it has a bright future, and I do, having been working in the unconventionals where it's, frac plugs and liner hangers and the same stuff over and over again. I like the variety and the aspect of being, more global and not just focused on U.S. land. So those are some of the main reasons I came over.
Well, talking about liner hangers and things, tell us a little bit about what you were doing before you joined us.
Before coming to Tendeka, I was at Packers Plus for the past 3 years. And at Packers Plus, we were selling frac plugs. We were selling a lot of liner hangers. We started out with the ball drop sliding sleeve systems, but those kind of went out of favor about 3 or 4 years ago. So we had to, during the time I was there, we had to completely transition. It was good to change the company and redirect it and enter the new product lines and that type of thing. But once we did that, it was, it got monotonous. Just, it was the same thing every well and the same products, and it was not a whole lot of variety.
Well, I think what maybe people don't know is I know a little bit about you from the past, and that's not really your background. You are a true and true Baker's completion guy, so you know a variety of things, not just plugs and things. So tell us a little bit about your background and your career.
I mean, I've got a petroleum engineering degree from Mississippi State University. I started out at University of Alabama and then switched over to Mississippi State in the mid 80s when the last the big oil crash came. But anyway, graduated, went to work for.
Did you not mean the mid 90s?
No, I was in the mid 80s.
Oh, the mid 80s. Well, you look good for your age, Jim. There's not a lot of us left from the mid 80s.
Well, that's true, and thank you for the compliment, I guess. But anyway. Trained in the Gulf of Mexico for about a year, and then was finally made a region engineer and sent to Denver, Colorado. So I worked the Rockies, up and down the Rockies from New Mexico to North Dakota. It was back in the conventional times before the shale plays and all came about. Mm-hmm. Then I transferred to Oklahoma City, worked there for a couple of years. After Oklahoma City, I went down to Trinidad and Tobago where I met you and worked on offshore high pressure gas wells. We did the Flamboyant platform and the Immortal platform, selling completion equipment, lower completion equipment systems, all that. Then I left Trinidad after a couple of years and went to Venezuela. Was in Venezuela for almost 8 years, working in all areas of Venezuela, from the Lake Maracaibo all the way through to the Orinoco Basin and the heavy oil sands there. And then transferred back to the U.S. in 2003 after Chavez and the coup and all that happened, and we kind of got run out of Venezuela. And so once back in the U.S., I was the product line manager for the expandable casing system, similar to what Inventure does when Baker did that. Then went into global account management. I was the global account manager for completions for ConocoPhillips, and then I was the global account director for all of Baker Hughes, and all of the product lines reported to me, calling on ConocoPhillips worldwide. And then I transferred into once the shale boom took off, I transferred in and ran the sales group, Houston sales group for all the U.S. land. And then after that, I left there, went to Carbo Ceramics for a very short period, went to TAM International, and then Packers.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that's it.
Yeah, that's quite the history. I guess that's, if you start in the mid-'80s, it takes that amount of time. That's quite the resume. Impressive. So, Jim, what's with the funny accent?
Grew up in Alabama, and everybody else has a funny accent. I have it perfectly normal.
So that's not a Scottish accent, I'm guessing.
No, although the name comes from Scotland originally, but several generations in the States and mostly in Alabama. It's my father was born actually on a plantation in Georgiana, Alabama, which
Wow.
is probably a population of about 500 people.
Wow.
And it's north of Mobile, probably an hour. But anyway.
Well, that's very interesting. That's cool. So, Jim, is Alabama even a real state?
It is. It was. It's not one of the original 13 colonies, but it was pretty close thereafter. We ran all of our idiots out of Alabama. They ended up in Texas.
Okay. All right. Touche. So, Jim, a little Alabama trivia for you. What's the state bird from Alabama?
The yellowhammer.
Oh, well, very good. You know your birds. All right. Okay, Jim.
Jim, well, that
Actually, also a drink that they pour at the University of Alabama. It's a pretty popular cocktail.
Oh, very good. So, also known as the Northern Flicker, by the way.
That I didn't know.
Every day from a Texan. Just listen to me. I'll let you know.
all right. Okay, Jim, well, that's great. We're excited to have you here, and that's a little bit about you. Definitely have the pedigree. We're a full lower completion company, and yeah, as you said, we have run across paths quite a bit in our careers, and I know you're well equipped to do this job. But I think people would like to know a little bit more about you as a person. So I'm going to read some quick fire questions to you, and I just want you to kind of go through politics and music, things like that, and you just say what comes to your head, if you don't mind.
All right.
It's not really a psych profile per se, depending on how you answer, but I think it'll let people get to know a little bit more about you.
All right, so Jim, just whatever comes to your head. There's no wrong answer here, maybe. But, okay. Number one, Margaret Thatcher or Ronald Reagan?
Reagan.
Okay. Jim, bell bottoms or skinny jeans?
Ooh. I'd have to say bell bottom.
Yeah, probably both for you, but, all right. All right, Jim, Fortran, Apple, or Microsoft Windows?
Microsoft Windows.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Steak or sushi?
Steak.
Okay. Jim, Roger Whittaker or Imagine Dragons?
Imagine Dragons.
But you even had to think about that's a bit scary. Big Roger Whittaker fan?
No, but I don't really, Imagine Dragons is a little out of my genre.
Fair enough. We can't all be cool. Okay, Jim, Lionel Messi or Tom Brady?
Brady.
Okay. All right, here's one for you. Here's one that would confuse me about you, knowing you a little bit. Jim, Ralph Lauren, Armani, or J.C. Penney?
I think Ralph Lauren, probably. I don't have any of the others.
Jim, for recreation here, a little recreation question. Fishing or darts?
Fishing.
Good, good. All right, a little bit on the drink. Jim, wine, scotch, or Shinerbach?
I'm a wino these days. It would have been scotch a few years ago, but
All right.
I've made the switch.
Sounds like you're maturing.
Okay. Bonus question for you, Jim. Finally, what is the best decade of your adult life? Your adult life now. The 2010s or the 1970s?
Can't really say. Well, I would have to say the 1970s, but it
You were an
really wasn't
adult
my
in the
adult life.
1970s?
I was still in high school in most of the 70s, but that
Yeah.
was a good time.
All right, Jim, and being I know you're a good engineer, and I've just got maybe, something, some technology that you know about that probably a lot of us in Scotland wouldn't know about. Well, actually here too, actually in Texas, maybe you can explain. Jim, what's an airboat? And how many do you have?
It's a boat that's propelled with a fan rather than a motor.
Yeah, and
A prop in the water.
yeah, and how many of those do you own, Jim?
70.
All right. Well, you killed that joke too.
Fleet back in Alabama, we farm crawfish.
Yeah, yeah. And also, I think you get issued those when you're 5, right? To go to the schoolhouse, church, shop, that's all the same building.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. We don't get in cars until we're in our mid-20s.
All right, Jim. Well, thanks for being a good sport. We're really glad to have you here. I think we look forward to a big future in North America and South America. And I think this will help people understand you a little bit more and maybe figure out where that accent came from. So appreciate your time.
And I'm glad to be here.
All right.
Now for an update on COVID-19. It's getting harder and harder to find hand sanitizers and masks in the store. So this week, my lovely wife is going to show you how to build a mask out of household products on a segment I like to call COVID Crafts.
Wear a mask. Wear a mask. You can craft one really fast. Tie a scarf around your neck. That's what the CDC has asked. Get some cloth, rubber bands, or sew on your own by hand. It will help you be protected so that you won't get infected. So when you're at the store, there's a woman on aisle 4 who starts coughing on the broccoli florets. Go on and keep your distance, and in this key instance, wear a mask. Oui, a mask. Wear a mask.
Each day is more like a creepy dream from a movie scene. All day at home with my family, can't see anyone. Put on pants, get a nail, turn around. Maybe go on a run. See a friend, dive away on the ground. I never shower in quarantine, it's bad hygiene. And now I've taken up gardening. Who have I become? Put on pants, get a nail, turn around. People getting restless, and now just on the news, they've canceled all the rest of school. And we've run out of puzzles and new shows to stream. But we got nothing left to do, but we gotta make it through. Hey, the quarantine is not quite over. What if I can go out and see everyone until 2021? I can't see anyone until 2021. For 40 days and for 40 nights, we've been in this room, and we can't stand the same meal plan. Chicken again, on the edge, on the verge, breaking down. Yeah, we've given up most nights and just microwave these bagel bites. Bagel bites! Bagel bites!
Tighter, if you want it to be tighter, just to make it comfortable. Cover everything like that. There you have it.
All right. What's for dinner? Oh, bagel bites. All right, honey, that's great. Get back out there. That lawn's not going to mow itself. All right. All of us are working hard under very tough circumstances and doing a great job. However, there are two individuals who have, particularly from the beginning of this, been put under a lot of strain doing their regular job plus going above and beyond on other things. So in my first edition award of Pandemic Pressure Performers, I'd like to give a free dinner to everybody and their families to Alicia and Joyce from HSE. They've done a great job of keeping us all up to date and getting all of the pertinent information we need from around the world and keeping us safe. So we really appreciate it, ladies, and enjoy those dinners. Not too expensive. I think McDonald's has opened. Breaking news. And now, in the spirit of getting outside and getting some fresh air on our agricultural section, this edition of Love Your Garden with Jim Titchmarsh, trying to show us how he's growing his tomatoes or whatever they are.
Hello, I'm Jim McGowan. I'm the relatively new Vice President of North and South America. And I hope all of you and your families are safe and healthy during this challenging time. With the lockdown and stay-at-home orders that we've had, I've actually gained several hours through not having to commute and also no traveling. So I've decided to try and use that extra time that I have and do some things, some productive things here around the house. In addition to walking with my trusty accomplice here, this is my almost 11-year-old dog Doberman, Shane, that we walk a couple of miles a day. So in addition to that, I have decided to try my hand at gardening. So this, as you can see, is my my planter with tomatoes, and we'll take a closer look here. I've got 5 different varieties of tomatoes in here, starting with the Champion variety here, and as you can see, I've got a couple of pretty good sized ones growing there on that plant. And then we move on here to the celebrities, and actually I've got a few starting here with the celebrities, some small ones there. Then the third is the beefsteak. It's a hybrid tomato. Unfortunately, I don't see any on the beefsteak plant yet, so hopefully that will end up producing. The fourth here is a patio tomato, and I've got a couple of good sized ones starting there, a couple of more down low here. And then the last one here is an organic variety. I don't think it has a name, but so far it has not produced any fruit either. In addition, I have some oregano there and some tarragon there. And then we tried some strawberries, but those have not done very well at all. But the reason I tried the 5 different varieties is because they're supposed to produce at different times. The first one here is like a 60 days to having fruit, and all the way through till about 80 days, I think, with that variety. So anyway, that's just something that I thought I'd share with you guys, and I hope you all find something equally as productive to do while we're having to work out of our houses, and hopefully not taking as much time to not having to travel and that type of thing. So anyway, good luck to everyone, and thanks for letting me share that with you. Bye now.
While most of the world was wrestling with the pandemic for the last 2 months, one company did not let that stop them from reaching their lofty goals on time.
Dragon, SpaceX, go for launch.
SpaceX Dragon, we're go for launch. Let's light this candle.
Stage 1 tanks pressing for flight.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA, go SpaceX, Godspeed, Bob and Doug.
America has launched. And so rises a new era of American spaceflight, and with it the ambitions of a new generation continuing the dream. 20 seconds into flight, stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Plus 30 seconds into this historic mission. Flying crew on board Dragon and Falcon 9, and look at them go!
Falcon power telemetry nominal. M1D throttle down.
We're throttling down to get ready for the period of maximum dynamic pressure. We're in the throttle bucket. Reports say all systems are go. Vehicle is supersonic.
Okay, you know, we're all working under a little extra stress than normal. So to close the episode this week, I'd like to present what I'm calling Moment of Zen. And this week's Moment of Zen comes from Joyce, walking her dog Bella with her son Connor in the park. And besides just being calming and downright relaxing, it's cute.
Hi everyone, it's week 6 of lockdown here in the UK, and we've been adapting to working from home and homeschooling as well. One of the things we're allowed to still do here in the UK is go out every day for an hour's exercise. So what we've incorporated into our day is we go out and we walk the dog. So this is Connor, and this is Bella. Come on up. And we go out every lunchtime for about 40 minutes just round the block from where we stay. But today we're going to also put some stones out, because here in the UK we've been painting rainbows and putting them in our windows for our care workers, everyone from the doctors and binmans and shop assistants. And something else the kids have been doing is painting lots of stones and putting them out on places in the walks for other kids to find and see, just like a little treasure hunt. So we're going to do that today, and we're going to show you where we go. So this is us at the start of our walk. This is the grounds of an environmental institute. They're closed at the moment, but they've left their grounds open so that all the locals and the public can come here and walk during the day. It's a pretty amazing place.
Fail tag.
Yeah, I can't throw a ball.
Today we're going to put the stones in so that when people walk past they will see the stones and make me happier.
Okay, when we're out walking and throwing the ball for Bella, we always speak about the important things in life, such as Roblox and Fortnite and how Doctor Strange is going to manage without the Time Stone after Thanos destroyed it. But we also speak about the other things as well, such as missing all our friends and family, not being able to see Grandma and Granddad. And hopefully you'll all stay safe and we'll see them soon.
Okay.
That's us back in the Hutton, and they've got amazing grounds, and like I say, we're so lucky that we're all able to come here and walk around them. We've got one more rainbow stone to put down, so we're just going to put it down at the foot of this tree, and then that will be us.
I'm trying to find a good spot.
Okay, so that's us pretty much at the end of our walk. We come here every day. This is our new lunchtime for our new normal, and hopefully soon the lockdown will be over. We'll all be back at school, we'll be back at work, and we'll see you all soon. So take care. Bye.
That was peaceful. Now I'd like to follow that up with a lot of noise. Around the world, countries are giving thanks to their healthcare workers on the front lines in many different manners. Last week, the Blue Angels flew over Katy to salute all the hospital workers here, and it was a pretty dramatic fashion that came right over our neighborhood. That's it for this week. I hope I was able to update you a little bit in a different way. Again, this wasn't to offend or make light of any of the situation that we're in. Just try to reach out a little bit differently. So everybody hang in there. You know, times are a little bit strange. These cycles come and go. This is a particularly tough one. And every time one of these happen, everybody thinks that the oil field is going to go away forever. Supply will always match demand, or there will be no industry. So it'll come back, and I really appreciate all the hard work that everybody's putting in. Truly do. We have an exceptional bunch of people that work at Tendeka. We will get through this stronger and better than our competitors, and stronger and better as a team of people. I'll leave you with something my grandpa used to say to me all the time. If you want to be happy for an hour, take a nap. If you want to be happy for a day, go fishing. If you want to be happy for a month, get married. My grandpa said that, not me. If you want to be happy for a year, win the lotto. But if you want to be happy for life, be good to people. So I know this is a difficult situation right now, and we have to be profitable, but beyond all the numbers, it's about people. We're working hard to get everybody back to work, but until then, keep your head down, hang in there, be good to yourselves, be good to your families, and be good to each other. Till next time on Tea Time with Tendeka. And until we're working together again, I wish you were here.
telegraph field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil. Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air full of cool breeze, cold comfort for change? Or did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage? Na 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 here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground, and how we found the same old fears. Oh, I wish you were here. Na 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 na
Whatever. I'll do what I want. You ain't the boss of me.